Today I will be discussing Chapter 8, Communication with Friends and Family. Section 1 is on friendship and family ties. Here are some of the factors that can influence communication in friend and family relationships. I'm going to start out discussing friends. For number 1, friends usually treat each other as equals. You want to be kind to someone so they can also be kind to you. Number 2, can be plentiful. You don't just have to have one friend. You can have 50 friends or 100 friends. They could range from someone that you've met from childhood or at school and or coworkers. Friends can be selected by what suits your needs. So say for instance, if you're an introvert, it might be great to be friends with someone that is an extrovert versus an extrovert and an extrovert. I don't know who could get a word in edgewise if both of y'all are extroverts, but that might work for you. They communicate daily or once in a while. So my friend and I have been friends. She's actually my best friend. We've been friends for like 35 years now. And we live like hundreds of miles away. Sometimes we talk to each other daily, and there's other times that we only talk every other day or maybe even once a week. There was a period of time in our lives between kids and husbands and work that we missed out on 6 or 9 months at a time, but we always picked right back up from where we left off. They help keep each other healthy while boosting self-esteem and making them feel loved and supported. It's great to have a great support system around you at all times. Friends can help each other adjust to new challenges and uncertainty. So let's take, for example, if you are dating someone new and you're trying to make sure that you are making the right decision, or maybe you got upset for no reason at all, just run it by a friend. That's what they're there for. Family. Family does not have to consist only of bloodline relatives. They can be someone that could have been adopted into your family. You might share the same mother, father, or you could also maybe be someone that you married into the family that could be like your in-law or something like that. Or it could be someone as a coworker, someone that you have known for 5 or 10 years. There's no definition of who can be in your family. Terms like natural or real, you want to stay away from those because you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings or making them feel like they are not a part of your family or they're being out of place. Number 3, friends can be family. I think I already kind of said that, but I'll go over that again. There is no rule that says friends can't be your family. So say for instance, an elderly lady or man, maybe they have a healthcare worker, and that healthcare worker takes care of them every day because they're the only person that's available to take care of them. Maybe they're the last immediate person in their family. So that healthcare worker is considered a family to them, I'm sure. So here I've included a picture of my blended family. So you see Sean in the front. She has traveled with me now from 3 different stores, and I love keeping her around because she's a great person. She keeps us on our toes. Then you have myself pictured, and you have my daughter pictured here, and behind her is Sean. I hired him when he was 16 years old. He will be 29 years old this year. We work for separate companies, but no matter whether he lives in Texas or when he lived in North Carolina, we make sure to keep in touch and we fly to see each other whenever we can. Friendship and Family Ties Study Guide. So the first one that I have here is family ties are the only longest and most influential relationships in people's lives. Who is allowed to be your family and friend? How many times must you talk to someone in order for them to be a close friend? So section 2 of chapter 8, how people evaluate friendship potential. So starting with the first one, complementary. You want to find someone that has, or a partner that has characteristics that meet yours. So say for instance, if you are driving in a car in traffic, most people don't like traffic and some people anger easily. It would be great if you found a partner that was relaxed no matter what kind of traffic you're in, that they just stay calm, cool, and collected. Social exchange theory. It proposes that people invest in relationships in which the rewards are equal to or greater than the cost. So for example, let's say that you become friends or partners with someone that's annoying, but at the end of the day, they make you feel great about yourself. So that's an option that you have to weigh. 7 ways to choose a friend. If you have a lot in common, that's a great start. You balance each other out. You like and appreciate each other. You admire each other. Open up to each other. Interact frequently. Or maybe you find the relationship rewarding. Friends don't have to be perfect. First impressions can be misleading. So let's say you see somebody that's beautiful and you think, oh my God, I want them to be my friend because they're so beautiful. But then once you talk to them, you're like, oh no, they have a nasty, ugly attitude. So you might not want to start with just by appearances. I also put in parentheses, don't judge a book by its cover. And that's a true statement. The second one is not all about communication, but it's a lot about communication. So I said here, speech is silver, but silence is golden. So pretty much what that means is you always want to be able to talk to someone openly and honestly, but you also want to be able to sit back and just listen to that person and make sure that you're hearing them correctly or that they hear you correctly. The third one I have is perfection can be a turnoff. You always want to put your best foot forward, but no one wants to always feel like they're in a competition all the time. Making an effort can bridge differences. So nothing ventured, nothing gained. So if you are having differences and you can't come to a solution, then what's the purpose of being a friend? So you should try to work it out and always communicate about everything. How people evaluate friendship potential study guide. What is social exchange theory? And then number 2, I have, why are you likely to develop a friendship with a classmate that always speaks to you, sits beside you in biology 3 times a week, and you sometimes swap notes, versus the person that sat 5 rows behind you in the theater last week? So for my final example of someone being a friend but being family, my husband died 3 years ago. And I have a young man that also was hired when he was like 17 years old for the company. So all I had to do was make a call to him and he took care of everything. He called my boss, because at the time we worked for the same company. He called my boss and my boss made him my point and my contact person, that I never had to even speak to my boss to let him know anything. That young man, his name is Antoine. I love him to death. Love him to life. He also, when my husband died the next day, my son had to go for his driver's license test. And then the day after that, my daughter graduated from high school. So because we were in the middle of COVID at the time, we needed to have a driver available so that we could jump out the car, see her walk across the stage, and then we get right back into the car. So he had to stay in the car and drive around the building, and that's what he did for me. And that young man is my family. He's just not a friend. Thank you.